Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nailed It Intuition and Tarot. I am Torch, and thank you for coming for the nails and hopefully staying for the message. So today I'm going to do a reading about what blessings are coming in for you. What do you have to look forward to in the name of things that are going to bring you joy? I really want to know about that, especially as we approach eclipse season. So I hope you'll stay and find out what's in store for you. Please remember that all tarot readings and intuitive messages are for entertainment purposes only. You do have your own intuition and judgment, so please use it along with your common sense and wisdom. You're never under any force, coercion, or spell from viewing my readings or any content on YouTube for that matter. So please take what resonates and disregard what does not. For this reading, I'm going to be using the Intuit Oracle, the Spellcasters Tarot deck, and the Magical Times Empowerment cards. So I'm going to speak the blessing as I open up the space. So at this time, I am calling on the presence of the Most High Creator, living within us and permeating all of creation and consciousness to join me now. I welcome you, your holy ones of the highest vibration, into this space. Any energies or entities that are not as mentioned are not welcome here and must leave now. Our souls have a plan, and through this reading, may obstacles to our soul's plan be removed so that we can shine our brightest light out into the world. And may the roads which lead to the manifestation of our highest desires be now open and swift. Please guide the understanding of those listening to receive only what is meant for them without perversion. And may my speech and understanding be plain and clear so that only what is spoken to bring peace, joy, love, wisdom, and confidence is spoken. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. Okay, so I am going to pull from this deck first, and then we will pull from the others to get supportive information. So, Most High, can you please show us clearly what blessings we have on the horizon? What blessings do we have coming? And we thank you for looking out for us. Thank you for looking out for us. Nature and integrity is what we have here. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got healing. Have mercy. Ooh, I love to see that. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the table. All right, so nature, integrity, and healing. You know, I feel like just looking at these, being in nature is definitely going to bring some healing energy into your life. And I feel that it's like connecting to the things that soothe your spirit, soothe your soul. Not only is that going to heal you, but I feel like it's going to help you get rid of a lot of the nonsense or anything that doesn't really put you in a place of integrity within yourself. It's going to help you get these things out of your energy, out of your aura. You know, sometimes it's easy to see what is disturbing us once we have been brought to a place of peace and calm. And so I feel like the calmness of being outside, breathing fresh air, and just remembering who you are, like the stillness of it all, is going to help you to know where in your life that you are not, that, you know, that you're participating in patterns or ideas or situations that are just kind of complicating life for you and out of alignment. That's what I'm really getting from this integrity card, that maybe there's some things that you have been engaged in or surrounded by, whether willingly or unwillingly, that have been somewhat offensive to you or just not giving you the opportunity to really be true to yourself, okay? So this is a blessing that we have being called out here. All right, so let's see what we can get from the Intuit Oracle to further dive into these messages. Please show me clearly. And then we'll break it down even more with the tarot if we need to. Okay. All right. Let's leave it there. Okay, the first card that we had was tornado, squirrel, trophy, snake, and child. Okay, so the tornado card says storm brewing, torn up, a sudden expected end, breakdown, over and done, end, destroy, liberate. Squirrel is energetic, secretive, frugal, saving, hoarding. Scold, giving lip service and miscommunication. Trophy says victory, recognition, and success. Goals, award, fame, ambition, and achievement. For snake, we have deception, jealousy, betrayal, backstab, toxic treatment, seduction, and sexuality. And child says newbie, says beginnings, innocent, brand new, creativity, spontaneous, carefree, and tender. So what I'm getting from this, you know, from the energy of these cards, I do feel like that there's been some drama going on in your life, okay, that may not even seem like drama to you. Maybe it seems like normal. You know, sometimes we can function in dysfunction, okay, where like we're not necessarily engaged in things that are healthy and fruitful for us, but it's like you've been doing it for so long, you don't even realize that it's not good for you, you know. It's kind of like you know, anything that you can do too much. So like, let's say just like eating food, okay? Like if there's always a reason to eat and you're like not just eating when you're hungry, like you're eating like when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're frustrated, when you're angry, you're annoyed, and you know, you just get into the pattern of like always eating. You don't realize that it could be damaging, or maybe you're having too much sugar or too many carbs or too much fat or just whatever. So I feel like there may be some people or situations that you have been engaged with, and I get the feeling that this doesn't really even sit right within your own spirit, that you have had to deal with them. You already know. I feel like there's been warning signs, okay, for this situation, because we do have the snake and deception card here. There's been warning signs maybe in the present or even the past that have already told you or kind of set off internal alarm signals to you that, you know, you could do without this situation, without being around these people. I feel like there's a lot of like fast talk, like, you know, people just, you know, maybe even gossip, and people's just kind of being reckless with the communication, and they're you know, being involved in conversation that is not straightforward. You know, with this tornado card, I feel like, you know, like twisting words and making things seem one way when they're really another way. You know, I don't even know if you've ever met people who can be kind of nice nasty. Like they say things, but you know, it sounds like really nice, but you know, the undertone of what they're saying is like, fuck you and I think you're stupid, you know. So but it'll just be like, oh, bless your heart, or something like that. You know, I feel like there's some people in your environment or situations that you've been dealing with where, you know, people are not being straightforward. They're not showing their true colors to you, but you know it, okay? You know it. I feel like they feel like they're being sneaky. But something in your spirit is kind of telling you that, you know, I can't totally trust this person. Like you're seeing them for who they are. And you know, it's not clear to me right at this time, like why this has to be such a secret. You know, I'm almost wondering if maybe you feel that there would be some disadvantage to release some people or situations from your life. And this is the thing, you know, you give people an inch, they'll take a mile. And so it's somewhat naive. Like if you know a person has like a tendency to lie or like a tendency to backstab, it's somewhat naive to think, oh, but they would never do that to me, you know? Like you can't put anything past anybody. And like if you've seen someone operate in that dynamic with other people, they can certainly be that way to you under the right circumstances. And so I feel that there might be some circumstances coming up or that have already come up that are really causing you to see how you might be collateral damage to a situation. Like they might not hurt you on purpose, maybe, but like just because you're associated with them, you're in the room with them, you hang out with them, like it could end up coming back around to you in a way that you may not be expecting. Okay. And we have at the bottom of the deck, this card says stallion, break free, tame, wild, strong emotions, desire, unbridled. Yeah, I feel like there's somebody in your environment that you cannot trust. All right. And the advice here and the blessing, I feel that spirit is really going to be nudging your spirit. Okay. Your spirit is going to be nudging you to release this person out of your life. And it feels like you're too knee deep in this drama to even see it clearly. You know, like it has the feeling of like tentacles. I'm feeling like tentacles that like have got their hooks, like the suckers on the tentacles, like they're in you to some degree, and you've kind of gotten used to it. Or like maybe you were on that same wavelength and frequency and you enjoyed that kind of thing once upon a time, but like you've changed. Like as you're healing, as your vibration is increasing and changing, and you know you're going higher and you're ready for new things, better things, the next level, you can't play with the same devils at the next level. Okay, so you might have different challenges that you have to deal with, but it's encouraging you to like clean up your environment a bit here, because I feel like something about you is very innocent in this situation. And if you choose to be naive, and if you choose to turn a blind eye and act like you're not seeing this stuff, that you could be a casualty. Okay. It could end up affecting you in a manner that you don't want to happen. Okay, I'm gonna take that card since it was right on the edge. Okay, what else do we have here? Thank you for this blessing of healing, of cleaning up, you know, and I mean, that's the title of this reading, you know, things, what are you going to be blessed with? So I feel like you will definitely be blessed with the ability to clear this out. We have the Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Ace of Swords. Oh, some words being exchanged. The Justice card, the Two of Cups. Oh, Lord. And the Nine of Pentacles. All right. Well, whoever this person is, and we got the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely you moving on from some situation, because you've learned your lesson and you like, I don't need to learn it twice. So what I feel on this, that this is saying, is making the choice to choose you in a situation. Choose what you know is to be right. Choose what you know to be righteous. And I don't mean that in a religious way. I mean that in a, like, check it with your spirit. Like you're going to know if you can really gel with this. Okay. Because what I feel like is that there might be somebody here who's very charismatic and very, like a smooth talker. I'm getting kind of like a Casanova type of energy, like very charming, like they could talk you into wearing sunglasses in the dark, you know, um, like they can smooth talk you into a lot of stuff and also into doing things for them. I feel like, maybe this person is a lot of fun, or like you've had a lot of like loving exchange with them. Okay, like I get the feeling you see this person often, you hang out with them a lot. This might even be an intimate partner because we do have the Lovers card and the Two of Cups here. I see the Justice card here. So to me, this could potentially be a Libra. But what I think this reading is saying is that, like, fair is fair. Okay. And there's something about this dealing, like this person deals in so much like trickery and smoke and mirrors. It feels like, keep them high, keep them drunk, they'll never know what's happening. Like it gives that feeling to me, like someone here is being taken advantage of, and the people that they're taking advantage of, like, are not always in their right mind. Okay. I do feel that because there's a theme here of like a lot of drinking and like revelry. Okay, so I feel like you've had a lot of really, really, really good times with this person, but with this Ace of Swords coming in, like there's some inevitable truths that need to come to the surface about this particular situation. It has the feeling like it's a lot of fun and games, but it's not really valuable, because I feel this Ace of Swords and this Justice card just cutting through all of this revelry, and it almost speaks to me as like having a fake friend. Please clarify the Ace of Swords and the Justice card. It speaks to me as kind of having like a fake friend, someone who, we've got the Ten of Pentacles here, or even someone in the family, okay, that like smiles in your face and like everything seems so nice. Yeah, this feels like the nice nasty vibe, like I was saying, like everything feels so nice, but like behind your back, they're talking shit. But I feel like with the Justice card being here, something coming up arising within you is going to finally say like enough is enough. That's what I feel this Justice card is saying, like no more. Like you see them, you see what they're doing, you see what's happening, you see like the charming demeanor and everything that's happening, but like at the end of this day, this person is just super selfish and they're only really concerned about them. I also feel like this person is lonely, and they do all of these things to protect themselves from some inadequacy or insecurity that they feel. One more card, please. All right, this end is up, so I'm going to take it this way. We've got the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so I stand by what I'm saying. I really feel like this person could be misusing money. This person could be like just not making calls with the King of Pentacles reversed that are like for the good of everybody. Like they're hoarding, they're only doing what's in their best interest. And a lot of times, like, with a King of Pentacles, I don't know if this could be like a father figure, but it's possible that it is like a masculine energy. And with the Ten of Pentacles, maybe somebody involved in the family, or someone who is a father. If not to you, then maybe someone who fathers other humans, someone who has children, okay? But or it could just be an earth sign, so that would be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. But even if not, again, it's just somebody who has the energy of like only caring about making sure that they're set up, that they have everything that they need, and that they're set, you know. And it almost has the idea of like misusing resources and not being totally honest about where the money's going, where the resources are going. So I would consider this as a person like in a leadership position, let's just say that, who has people looking up to them, and is like the steward of some ship, okay? They govern something. So think like business owner, you know, could even be like someone who oversees an organization, like a manager, or a pastor of a church, or, you know, a treasurer or something like that, okay? Just things that are coming up. Take that with a grain of salt. If it doesn't feel right, leave it where it is. But again, the energy that I get from this is that somebody has not been completely honest. And this is all about to come out. Like with this tornado card and the justice card, this is coming up so that it can be released. Okay, so you can't fix something that you don't know is broken. And I feel like you do know this is broken. You just don't want to be the one to call it out. All right. But I feel like the blessing in this situation is definitely something happening to pull you out of a situation that you don't even want to be in anyway, because it doesn't feel right with your spirit. You have felt out of alignment with your engagement, because I do feel like you've made some type of deal with this person, like you're involved in it somehow, okay? And you are aware that these things are happening, and if you're not aware, you're going to become aware, okay? So this is definitely a good thing. So I want to pull from the messages from the universe just to see more about any advice or support that we can get from the divine on this. Oh, I never shuffled it. Okay, on this particular blessing that we have coming in. Ooh. You know, a lot of times, like, what I feel like this is ultimately doing, you know, it's like if the divine wants you in a situation that you can actually start to associate yourself in environments and people that resonate with your soul, that are actually good for you, that are going to help you grow. It's like if you're involved in any mess, you got to get out of that stuff. Like you, as they say, excuse me, that was my dog. As they say, like a little yeast leavens the whole bread. Okay, so it's like you can't ask for a level up and expect it to not affect every area of your life. Okay. And I get the idea that what you've been wanting is peace. You know, you want peace, you want healing, you want things to be fair. But the most fair thing for your soul, and what I feel like your soul is speaking, is, you know, it's what is unfair is the fact that you are still engaged in this situation, because your soul is not in agreement with it anymore. So in order to create space for connections that are honestly good for you, you're gonna have to get out of this. All right, you want to be in a more supportive environment. Oh, I love this deck. If people are gossiping about you or spreading rumors, don't fall for it. No one is worth lowering your vibration for. Let it move through you. See it for what it is, which is a reflection of their pain rather than the result of your actions. Remember I said about that nice nasty? Yeah, I get the feeling that somebody is a bit two-faced, and like they come off as like super charismatic and charming, but they're kind of like a devil. What do you call that? A wolf in sheep's clothing? Yeah, it's got that feeling, and they're only concerned about themselves here. Prioritize self-healing right now. Put your needs above others for once. It's time to focus on you. Self-healing takes time and a lot of self-love. Remember, open wounds don't heal into scars overnight. Take the time you need in order to feel happier and healthier within yourself. There is no rush. Okay? Move like the stallion. Break free and get yourself out of this situation, okay? There's no room for it. And this is your nudge. I'm nudging you. Because first, the divine will throw a pebble, and then they'll throw a rock, and then the divine will throw a brick. And if you really don't get it, the divine will throw a boulder. And you just don't want that, okay? So do what you can, and good luck with this. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. And please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for coming for the nails and staying for the message. I hope to see you really soon in another video. Take good care. Bye-bye.